Mike Schmaltz here with Xavier head coach Brian Neal. The Musketeers complete a 3 games in 6 days stretch, 3-0. Talk about that accomplishment, really, with a younger team and some new combinations. It's a pretty good start to the season.
Well, absolutely. You know, when you started, you would die for 3-0. Now, once we got into it, I wish it would have been a little cleaner, but for a young team like this to start the way we've done, I'd say if you're going to be a good team, you have to win in the Cintas Center. You have to defend this court, and it won't always be pretty, but you have to figure out a way to do that. And I thought, you know, we did that in these 3 games.
Talk about tonight. You win over Grambling State. You were tested at times. Amani Partlow comes out with a really big game for you, a double-double with 18 and 11.
Well, I've been challenging Imani to do that because that's the kind of player she should be, and she did. I thought, especially on short notice, I'm going to kind of change the subject on a little bit, but on short notice with a young team, we haven't been able to practice this week, and so we've kind of slipped in the execution of some of the things that we want to do. And we had to rely on somebody like Partlow to do that, to be that anchor today, because we were not doing some of the other things that we have been doing. So now we got to get back to basics and kind of get back to Xavier instead of just scouting the whole time.
Nice job tonight by Jada Bird as well. Had some nice defensive plays, a steal and a score, and went the distance, outran everybody on that layup, and she comes out with a career best in scoring. Right.
I thought, well, I'm going to go back and watch that video because she scored a bunch, but I'm going to see how many that young lady gave up because I was yelling her name a lot. But no, it's good to see. I think Jada is starting to play with confidence. Tonight she's turned the ball over too much, but she played more within herself. She made better decisions, and when she has scoring opportunities, they were good scoring opportunities, and she finished them. And it's amazing. I mean, you start to see you make a 3, and now all of a sudden she's starting to make a couple threes. So it's good to see that because that will stretch out the defenses better. But yeah, Jada and Imani, we need them to be like that because everybody else is so young.
Getting a nice play out of the point guard as well. A nice combination so far between T. Owens and Aaliyah Dunham, who's really showing some poise for a freshman, I think.
Yeah, yes, she definitely does. And but there's little things that you don't see that she forgets at times, but you can clearly see she's going to be a heck of a player. And I mean, she's got a scoring knack and just got a real flair for the game. I thought T got us started. Our ball screen stuff at the beginning looked really good. She attacked, got some assists and some buckets that way. So yeah, it's a nice little 2-headed monster there at point guard.
Couple of things tonight. Your team showing some poise in some tough situations. Now, down the stretch, you had to manage it a little bit more, but it was a 7-0 run to tie the ball game at 48 by Grambling State, and you guys came right back with an 8-0 run on top of that.
Yeah, it's just not pretty, and maybe it won't be. I'm going to strive to make it look good and to play good, but it just might be that way for the year, and we just have to get used to it. We had some in the preseason. We had some scrimmages that were really tough. And then we've had some tough ball games to start the year. So once you face that kind of maybe losing, once you face losing and get over it, it gives you confidence, and so you can just fight through those. So we're closing out games, and close games, which is good. Now we need to do better at not putting ourselves in those positions.
It was 24 turnovers for you tonight. They scored 22 off, so that's obviously something you're going to have to work on. But still, with that, you still come out with a pretty nice margin of victory.
Absolutely, and look, Grambling, that's probably the most athletic team we played, and probably one of the more athletic teams we play all year long. And they came in, and when you make a mistake, it's like pouring gas on a fire, man. It blows up, and they start bouncing around, and they're all over you. We could have done better, but I mean, you have to give them credit. I mean, they forced 25 turnovers a game, so I would have liked to have done better, but next time maybe.
So you get a nice break, and then you take your first road trip of the season up to Minnesota. So not only a Big Ten opponent, but now first road trip with a younger team. So talk about some challenges that you'll face there.
Well, that's right, and that's why we do both of our scrimmages on the road, so we get used to going on the road a little bit. But it's a real game. We're going into a Big Ten school, so luckily we have a few days. We're going to go back to basics, get our stuff figured out, and then see where we are next week.
Musketeers pick up a 3rd victory to start the season. Minnesota up next for Xavier. We'll have it with you at GoXavier.com.